Have you ever stepped into someone's home and immediately felt at ease? Not because it was fancy or full of expensive furniture, but because it just felt good? There's a kind of peace that wraps around you like a warm hug. The air feels fresher. The space feels lighter. And more often than not, it belongs to someone who's been around long enough to know that peace and order don't come from more stuff. They come from simple, intentional living. Now maybe you've walked into your own kitchen or living room and thought, when did this get so out of hand? Maybe it's a few dishes in the sink that seem to multiply overnight. Or that stack of old newspapers that keeps tipping over. You tell yourself, I'll get to it later, but later never seems to come. And suddenly, what used to feel like a peaceful home now feels like one more thing on your to-do list. But here's the truth. Having a clean, peaceful home isn't about perfection. It's not about cleaning all day or having someone come in and do it for you. It's about small, everyday habits that make your space feel lighter, calmer, and more like you. And the good news? These habits don't require youth or energy, just a little consistency and care. Today, I want to share with you the quiet wisdom of older adults who manage to keep their homes neat, welcoming, and grounded in peace. Not with effort, but with ease. And if you stick with me, you might just find a few habits that'll make your home feel a little more like that place you want to wake up in. Let's begin with something incredibly simple, but often overlooked. What happens right before you go to bed? Many seniors who enjoy a clean, well-kept home have a little ritual in the evening. Not a big deep clean. Not scrubbing the floors or reorganizing shelves. Just 10, maybe 15 minutes. A small investment to tidy up the day so that tomorrow begins without chaos. Maybe they rinse the coffee mug that's been sitting by the sink. Or fold the blanket they used while reading. Maybe they put the remote back in its spot or straighten the pillows on the couch. One woman I spoke with says she even lights a small candle. Nothing fancy, just something with lavender or vanilla, and lets the scent fill the room as she quietly moves through her space. She says it tells her mind, you did your best today. Let's rest now. There's something magical about waking up and not being greeted by yesterday's mess. You start the day with clarity, not clutter. You make coffee in a clean kitchen, not one full of half-done chores. And that calm you feel? That's not luck. That's the reward of a simple evening habit. Now imagine this, you've just made breakfast. Toast crumbs on the counter, maybe a little splash of jam or coffee where it shouldn't be. It's easy to think, I'll clean it up later. But seniors who keep their homes tidy don't let those messes wait. They've embraced what I like to call the clean-as-you-go mindset. This isn't about being obsessive. It's about noticing a mess when it happens and taking 20 seconds to wipe it away. One retired chef told me she developed this habit over decades in the kitchen. Wipe the counter before the spill sticks. Rinse the plate before the food hardens. And let me tell you, it works outside the kitchen too. In the bathroom, instead of waiting for the mirror to look cloudy, just swipe it quickly with a cloth after brushing your teeth. Wipe the sink. Give the toilet a quick swish. No need to schedule a cleaning day because nothing really builds up. The mess doesn't get a chance. Another gentleman, a former gardener, said he sweeps the kitchen floor every evening, even if it doesn't look messy. He does it not just for cleanliness, but because it keeps ants away and makes his morning feel better. It's his small victory before the day ends. These little habits, wiping, rinsing, sweeping, might seem like nothing. But together, they keep your home from falling into that cycle of overwhelm. And the best part? They don't take energy. They just take attention. Now let's talk about stuff. Not dirt, but things. Over the years, we all collect. Souvenirs, gifts, clothes, books, memories in physical form. And that's okay. But here's what the wisest seniors do. They let things go. Not all at once. Not with a heavy heart. But little by little, they learn to ask, Do I really still need this? One sweater in, one sweater out. A drawer that feels too full. They pick one item and let it move on. Many of them keep a donation box somewhere handy, in the closet, under the bed, in the hall. When they find something they no longer use, they drop it in the box. No drama, no guilt. Just a quiet decision to create space for what still matters. There's a sense of freedom that comes from decluttering, and it's not just about having less to clean. It's about having more room to breathe, more space for peace. One woman told me she declutters the same way she tends her garden, slowly, patiently, one thing at a time. And just like a garden, her home blooms. You see, the reason these homes feel clean isn't because someone comes in every week with a mop and a mission. It's because the people inside them make daily choices to care, just a little, every day. It's not about doing everything right. It's about doing something regularly. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I don't know where to start, just remember this. Start small. One habit, one drawer, one wipe of the counter after breakfast. That's enough. Let peace grow from there. Now that we've talked about what happens before bed, what to do after you cook, and how to gently let go of clutter, let's continue this conversation. There's more to explore, more wisdom to share, and more ways you can build a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a burden. Because you deserve that. Not just a house that's clean, but one that feels good to live in. Sometimes we think keeping a clean home means every corner has to sparkle, every shelf has to be perfectly dusted, every window streak-free. But here's a comforting truth that many older adults have come to understand. You don't have to do it all. In fact, many seniors who keep beautiful, tidy homes focus on just a few important areas, the ones that matter most. It makes sense, doesn't it? Not every room gets the same traffic. Not every space needs the same attention. By prioritizing high-use areas, like the kitchen, bathroom, and living room, these wise homeowners make the biggest impact with the least amount of effort. Imagine walking into your kitchen first thing in the morning. The counter is wiped, the sink is empty, the coffee maker is ready to go. It's not perfect, but it's peaceful. That's because someone took a few minutes the night before to clear the space, wipe away the crumbs, and put things in place. It sets the tone for the whole day. And the bathroom? A quick rinse of the sink, a wipe of the mirror, a little attention to the toilet bowl. That's all it takes. One woman I met said she keeps a cloth and a spray bottle tucked under the vanity. Every time she brushes her teeth, she takes 10 seconds to give the sink a wipe. It's become second nature, like washing her hands. And because she does it every day, the bathroom never needs a deep scrub. The same goes for the living room. A quick glance around before bed, fluff the pillows, fold the blanket, gather any stray mugs or books, and suddenly, the space feels ready for tomorrow. A tidy living room isn't about perfection. It's about presence. A calm space invites you to sit, to breathe, to be. Many seniors also keep their entryway free of clutter. It's the first thing they see when they walk in. And if someone visits, it's the first impression. A small rug, a place for shoes, maybe a fresh plant or a framed photo. It doesn't take much. But it says this is a home that's cared for. All of these habits are small, but they create momentum. They help you feel in control, grounded, ready for whatever the day brings. And speaking of days, how you start your morning has more impact than you might think. One of the most powerful habits I've seen among tidy seniors is having a morning routine. Not a strict schedule. Not something overwhelming. Just a series of gentle steps to start the day with intention and care. Maybe it starts with making the bed. It's such a simple act, but it creates an instant sense of order. The room looks better. You feel like you've already accomplished something before your first cup of tea. Then maybe you open the windows, just for a few minutes. Let in the fresh air. Listen to the birds. Feel the breeze. It's a quiet way of inviting the day in, letting go of the night. A few minutes tidying any clutter from the night before. A newspaper left on the armchair, a dish still in the sink, a jacket draped over the chair. These little resets make a big difference. One man told me he sips his morning coffee while putting away the dishes from the night before. It's become part of his rhythm, a calming ritual that sets the tone for the rest of the day. The beauty of a morning routine isn't just what gets done, it's how it makes you feel. Anchored, awake, a little more ready to meet the world. Now let's talk about something many of us deal with as the years go on. Stuff. Not clutter, exactly. Just belongings. Things we've collected. Things we might use. Things that have memories attached. But without the right place to keep them, even meaningful things can become mess. That's where smart storage comes in. Seniors who keep tidy homes often use creative and very practical storage solutions. It's not about hiding everything away. It's about giving everything a home. Take the living room. A pretty basket for remotes. A drawer for extra blankets. A small tray on the side table for reading glasses or pens. These tiny touches make it easy to tidy up without thinking. In the pantry, labeled bins or clear containers help keep food visible and organized. You know what you have. You waste less. You don't end up buying the same thing twice because it was hidden behind something else. One woman I know keeps a rolling caddy with her cleaning supplies. She tucks it into the hallway closet, and when it's time to clean, she just wheels it out. Everything she needs is right there. No more walking back and forth for paper towels or cleaner. It saves her time, energy, and frustration. Others use furniture that doubles as storage, an ottoman with a lid, a coffee table with drawers, even a bed frame with pull-out compartments underneath. These are small changes that add up to a home that feels more open, more spacious, and less cluttered. And when things are easier to find, when there's less stuff in the way, your space doesn't just look cleaner, it feels calmer. That brings me to another powerful habit that might surprise you: doing just a little bit at a time. Because let's be honest, cleaning the whole house in one day? That's exhausting. Especially if your knees ache or your energy dips after lunch. But what if you didn't have to do it all at once? Many older adults have learned to break tasks into tiny pieces. Vacuum today, dust tomorrow. Wash the windows next week. They don't worry about what's not done. They just focus on what is. One woman told me she sets a timer for 15 minutes. That's it. She puts on some music, grabs a cloth or broom, and does as much as she can in that short window. When the timer goes off, she can stop, guilt-free. Some days she keeps going. Other days, she puts her feet up and rests, knowing she did something. And that's enough. This mindset of doing just a little keeps things moving. It prevents overwhelm. It turns cleaning from a burden into something gentle, even enjoyable. You see, a clean home doesn't require strength or speed. It doesn't need big gestures. It just asks for small moments of care, repeated with kindness. And those small moments? They matter more than you think. There's something deeply comforting about knowing exactly where things are. A cloth for wiping spills, a sponge for the counter, a spray bottle for the bathroom mirror. When everything has its place, you don't waste time or energy searching. That's why so many older adults who maintain clean homes make one very smart move. They keep cleaning supplies within easy reach. It's not about having a cleaning closet stocked like a supermarket aisle. It's about placing the right tools where they'll actually be used. A little basket under the bathroom sink, a caddy tucked beside the kitchen trash can, a handheld vacuum in the corner of the hallway. One woman I spoke with keeps a grab-and-go cleaning kit under her armchair, paper towels, a small brush, a gentle spray, so she can touch things up during her favorite TV show. She told me, "If it's close, I'll use it. If I have to go find it, I won't." Simple as that. When supplies are easy to get to, cleaning becomes less of a chore and more of a habit. A natural extension of your daily rhythm. Wipe a spot here, tidy a corner there. And because you're not constantly walking back and forth, you save energy, something all of us value a little more as we get older. Now, as we talk about the feeling of home and how to make it one of peace and ease, I want to invite you to think about something beyond tidying and scrubbing. Something more alive, something green. Seniors with the most inviting homes often bring nature indoors. It's not about turning your house into a jungle. Just a few small touches, a plant by the window, a vase of fresh flowers on the table, a little pot of herbs on the sill. Why? Because nature calms us. It lifts our spirits. It connects us to something beyond walls and windows. A small succulent doesn't just decorate a shelf, it reminds us to care. A peace lily doesn't just purify air, it softens the energy of a space. One woman I know clips flowers from her garden each week and places them in a jar near the kitchen sink. She says it makes doing dishes feel less like a task and more like a moment. Another man, living in a small apartment, tends to 3 potted herbs: basil, rosemary, thyme. He says he doesn't cook with them much, but he loves the scent and the satisfaction of keeping something alive. You don't need a green thumb, just a gentle touch. Plants can be low maintenance, forgiving, and joyful. And that tiny patch of green, it makes a space feel fresh, personal, and alive. But more than any specific habit, tidying before bed, cleaning as you go, decluttering little by little, the people who maintain clean homes have one thing in common. They know why they do it. It's not about impressing guests. It's not about meeting some standard of perfection. It's about something deeper. For many, keeping their home clean is an act of love, not just for the space, but for themselves. It's a way to say, "This is my sanctuary. This is where I feel safe, calm, and at peace." One woman shared with me that she cleans her kitchen every night, not because she has to, but because it reminds her of her mother. "My mom," she said, "always made the kitchen feel like the heart of our home. Warm, cared for, full of life." So now, even living alone, she lights a candle, puts away the dishes, wipes the counters, and lets that memory fill the room. Another gentleman told me that on days when his body aches or the world feels heavy, cleaning a small corner of his living room helps him feel grounded. "It gives me a sense of control," he said. "A place where I know I can make a difference, even if just in a small way." When we clean with intention, with gratitude, with memory, with hope, it becomes more than just maintenance. It becomes healing. And while daily habits help maintain that peace, there's something else that plays a quiet but powerful role: the seasons. Many seniors embrace seasonal rhythms, not just in gardening or in changing the curtains, but in how they care for their space. A few times a year, they take on what I like to call gentle, deep cleaning. They might wash the windows in spring, letting in more light, flip the mattress before winter sets in, vacuum under the furniture in early summer, open the closets, donate what's no longer worn. These aren't harsh, all-day cleaning marathons. They're more like check-ins, a way to reset the space and refresh the energy. One woman told me she looks forward to her autumn clean. She lights cinnamon-scented candles, puts on soft music, and tidies her space in preparation for the cozy months ahead. "It makes me feel ready," she said, "like I'm welcoming the season." That mindset of preparing, of celebrating, of moving with the rhythms of life brings such peace. And it's not limited to holidays or calendars. It's a way of living. Another quiet strategy many adopt is creating zones. Not just rooms, but zones. Spaces with a purpose. a small corner for reading, with a chair and a stack of books, a drawer that holds craft supplies, a spot near the window where the yoga mat stays rolled out, always ready. These zones bring clarity. They help prevent clutter from spreading. And they invite us to return to the things we love, reading, movement, creating, without having to clean or set up each time. One woman told me, "When my books have a place, I actually read them." Another man keeps a small table near his recliner for crossword puzzles. Just seeing the pencils in the cup brings him joy. You see, a clean home isn't just about dust and dishes. It's about supporting the life you want to live. And when we think of all this cleaning, all this tending, caring, clearing, it's easy to forget. It doesn't have to be lonely. In fact, some of the most joyful homes I've seen are ones where cleaning has become a shared or even relaxing experience. Some seniors invite friends over for what they call tidy-up visits. A little coffee, a little music, a little organizing. You'd be surprised how much laughter fits into an afternoon of folding clothes or sorting through old photos. Others find joy in pairing their tasks with audiobooks, podcasts, or playlists. They turn cleaning into a dance, a meditation, a moment of personal time. And why not? If we can turn work into pleasure, even for a few minutes a day, we give ourselves a gift. When cleaning becomes a shared experience or a soothing ritual, it stops feeling like a chore and becomes something more personal, even joyful. And for many older adults who live with intention and peace, there's one more habit that holds it all together: having a weekly deep cleaning day. Not the kind of deep cleaning that leaves you exhausted. Not an all-day effort that you dread. Just a set time, once a week, where you give a little extra care to the things that don't get touched every day. It could be a Saturday morning, or a quiet Tuesday afternoon, whenever your body feels most energized and your schedule is calm. During that time, you might vacuum the carpets, dust the tops of shelves, or clean out the refrigerator. Nothing too big. Just one or two extra steps that prevent things from building up. One woman I know rotates her focus each week. One week, she deep cleans the kitchen. The next, the bathroom. Then the bedroom. Then the windows. This way, every part of her home gets attention without it ever feeling like too much. She told me, "When I know it's just one room this week, it doesn't feel like a burden. I light a candle, put on my favorite music, and I actually look forward to it." And that's the secret. Not just doing these things, but doing them in a way that feels nourishing instead of draining. That honors your pace, your body, and your season of life. Now there's one final habit that many seniors quietly practice, and it might not be what you'd expect. It has nothing to do with scrubbing or sorting. It's about laundry. Yes, something as simple and repetitive as laundry can play a surprisingly important role in keeping a home feeling fresh and ordered. But here's the key. It's not just doing laundry, it's managing it. Letting clothes pile up can make any home feel cluttered and chaotic, even when everything else is tidy. But having a set routine, like washing clothes on Mondays and linens on Fridays, brings structure. It prevents buildup. It keeps the laundry basket from turning into a mountain. One man shared that he folds clothes right after they dry while watching his favorite nature documentary. It's become part of his rhythm, a soft habit that marks time and helps his home stay in order. Another tip he offered? Don't let laundry linger. Piles of clean but unfolded clothes can add just as much stress as dirty ones. When you finish a load, put it away. It takes a few extra minutes, but it resets the space and your mind. Some seniors even use timers, small reminders to switch loads, fold, or put things away. Not because they forget, but because they know it's easy to get caught up in something else. These little nudges make the process easier and, more importantly, lighter. And really, that's what all these habits are about. Lightness. Not just in your space, but in your spirit. It's not about having a perfect home. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about waking up and feeling like your home supports you, not the other way around. Like your space gives you peace instead of pressure. Because let's be honest, you've lived through enough. You've worked, raised families, built lives full of ups and downs. Now, your home should feel like a soft place to land. A space that reflects who you are, not who you used to be. So whether you start with wiping the kitchen counter before bed, or putting a plant by the window, or creating a reading nook just for you, know this: every small action you take brings you closer to a home that feels calm, clean, and truly yours. You don't need to do all 16 things at once. Pick one, try it today. Let it become part of your rhythm. Then add another, and another. Before you know it, these gentle habits will be part of how you move through your day, naturally, peacefully, without stress. And if you've been watching and thinking, "I've let things slide. I'm behind. It's too late," I want you to hear this clearly. It is never too late to make your home and your life feel better. Start where you are, with what you have, at your own pace. You deserve a home that feels like a sanctuary. And if any of these ideas spoke to you, I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment below and share the one habit you're going to try this week. Or share one of your own, something that's helped you keep your home in order. Your wisdom could help someone else feel a little more empowered today. And if this video brought you comfort or inspiration, go ahead and tap that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need a gentle word and a bit of encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We share simple, thoughtful videos made especially for older adults looking to live well, with peace and purpose. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, your presence, and your care. Remember, small changes create big peace. Your home can be your refuge. Your routines can be your strength. And no matter your age, you are never too old to choose joy, simplicity, and comfort. Here's to living your best life, one peaceful day at a time.